Attention students, the Jabroni University Network is now in session. Please make your way to class.
Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser.
Coming to you from fabulous Studio B Plus in Bradenton, Florida, it's the Chaser Brothers Podcast, After Hours. With me, the Son of Rad Chaser, and the man of the hour who reads Nintendo Power, the Bionic Commando, and Orlando the Gamer, who should come with a disclaimer.
Rad Chaser.
Son of Rad Chaser, thank you so much for that beautiful intro. Always holding it down. Now, I got a question. Did that intro music sound like it was like warping on a record to you? Did the tempo go out?
No, I mean, I adjusted the volume a little bit before the song started, so maybe you were, catching some, I was going to say Coriolis effect. That's not the right thing.
I don't even think that's a word.
No, that's correct. But not for what I'm talking about. The other thing.
Borealis.
So crack open a finest bottle of Chablis, turn the lights down low, and put on your finest 90s anime laser disc, and cozy up next to someone comfortable, because the Chaser Brothers are coming to you at the nighttime.
Yeah. We couldn't do the podcast in the morning for reasons, so now we're doing it at nighttime for other reasons. So yes, Chablis, weird choice for the night or at all, but I'm here for it.
I don't know why I said Chablis.
It sounded sensual.
I'm a white girl, so it's gonna be a Pinot.
It's a sensual wine. Pinot Grigio. I know somebody who she goes Pinot Noir.
she adds
it's a little Enye on the
Enye in there.
It's exotic.
I had a bottle of this stuff called Matanzas Creek, and it's a weird Pinot, but I like it. It's not like your normal Pinot, but it's very nice. It's got a little twist to it, and you know me, the SOC likes to drink ye.
WINE.
There we go.
Okay, so interesting week. You came up to visit.
Oh yeah, interesting's not even the right word. Fun. It was a fun week.
It was like being on vacation. So that was great. We've got some highlights. We'd love to share them with you, listeners, if you have some time. If you don't, tune out and tune off. But if you do, we're here for you.
Woo! We're thinking of you. Even if you're like, yeah, you know what? Not today, Chasers.
You guys are the oil that keeps the machine running. So I mean, you're the gazelle men,
yeah,
and women.
As always, thanks to the new subs. You guys are creeping in slowly but surely. So now you get to listen to our YouTube channel in podcast form. So thanks for joining. Those of you who are already subscribed, thanks for staying subscribed, and I hope you like the podcast. Let's go over the highlights, because there's no gripes for me this week. I got all my gripes out last week talking about them WADA games. So,
yeah, lots of praises this week. So you came up. We hit up a video game store first on day one. There's this place up here called Cybertron Video Games. And they just opened their third location in Altamont Springs, which is in Orlando, if you're familiar. It's a little bit north of Orlando. It's still considered Orlando. We went We checked it out. There were some good finds. Did I make any selects? I grabbed a handful. I grabbed some NES games to add to the stack for NES Quest or NES Quest. Trying to think of what we want to call it.
That's right. NES Quest. I mean, NES Quest is good.
Catchy. It's got a beat and you can dance to it.
There you
go. So it was a good time. There was a lot of stuff in there, but not overwhelming. It wasn't like Hyrule Kingdom. It wasn't floor to ceiling. It was floor to 3/4 of the way up. Standard size.
I will say about Hyrule Kingdom though, if you can think of a game, they will have it there. Like that's where I feel like that place can't be beat in terms of selection, but it can be beaten in price. So you got if you're chasing on a budget like we are,
we're blue collar chasers. Okay, we are every man's chaser. Yeah. We're not ballers yet. Okay, so we're in the trenches. We're with you. I understand. We understand your struggle. You're working.
Plus, their collapse is imminent. You can't make money reselling video games, as they'll soon come to find. And then, boom, liquidation. Liquidation to us.
And we'll be there, chasing them.
The new.
Go ahead.
The new Cybertron. We went there. Okay. It's a. It's a lot cleaner, which is not to say the other. Which is not to say the presentation is cleaner, like the Cybertron, the other Cybertron that we've gone to, like that place is a lot more established and it has a lot more stuff in it, so it's like it's sort of wall to wall in there. There's a little more space in the new place, so it's a cleaner presentation.
Yeah, I think the amount of space is good, so that's there. You can walk around. It's not claustrophobic. You can browse, without bumping into stuff, which is nice.
Yeah,
I hate bumping. I hate bumping into stuff.
And they have the economically priced stuff out on the floor, the expensive stuff in cases, and even the I would say the rarer stuff in cases, not expensive stuff, because some of the I feel like Cybertron has decent prices for their higher end items. There's a copy of Dragon Warrior 7 in there. I was like, I'm not going to spend $80 on Dragon Warrior 7. I ended up spending $80 on a bunch of other stuff. I should have just bought Dragon Warrior 7.
Right. That chase is eluding you. It's funny because it's like, what constitutes, what makes you say, well, I'm going to put this in the case? Because I see stuff, on shelves that are like, $30, $35, and what's the price point where you put it in the case? Have you ever noticed that?
$35.
I guess.
I guess.
It's a showcase, so it's like, okay, you want to, show this stuff off, I guess. But does the price really, because I see price your stuff out on the shelves where, in within arm's reach. I don't know.
I just think to myself that if you own a video game store and you have all that stuff out, like you've gone through and priced everything, and I can't even imagine what kind of a nightmare that is to go through every single thing and then decide on a price and then boom, there it is. Or is it like if you're a teacher and you're just like, I'm gonna give everyone C's today. just to plow through it.
It's wild because obviously prices fluctuate, and I was just watching a video on YouTube where it's like they went to a game store that got like the lowest reviewed game store around or in the area or something, and it was like owner changes price on you as you're purchasing the item. So it's like, that's a thing. I mean, I would rather. It sucks because I don't know what I would rather. I would rather have listed prices on something instead of not, and having the, every 2 seconds, hey, how much is this? Hey, how much is this? I'm sure they don't like doing that. To do what? Save a couple of bucks? Don't put the price on it, so you can have the price charting price of that day du jour. Come on, what are you doing?
I like the idea that someone must have, somebody must have been like buying something, and the guy behind the counter is like, hold on a second, you look a little too happy. let me check something. The price.
What's that smile on your face?
Yeah, the price just increased by $35.
Ugh. And look, you're well within your rights as a store owner to do that. You're going to get 1-star reviews, clearly. But, to do what? Save a buck? I mean, it's not like, those caught you slipping moments, they happen for sure. But it's, what are you going to do? You going to be that guy? I can't. I got to change this.
I mean, some people who run businesses, man, are
scumbags.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about the only way you can describe them. I mean, like, it's those people that are like obsessed with money and also running a business. It's a bad combo. I mean, they wring every drop of blood out of that stone or whatever, but man, it's not fun shopping from people like that.
Well, sure, it's got to be a pleasurable experience, I would imagine, or you would want to provide that in a shop, especially video games. I mean, look, the nature of video games are to have fun and relax, and you're going to go into a place and everything's all tense, no music, some surly-looking owner behind the bar, the register, just sort of looking at you, like the second you walk in, there's no music.
Ugh. No.
There's not even there's no air, there's no breeze. It's just stale.
The winds have died. The earth rots.
I'd like some video games, please.
Oh, gosh.
Please, sir, may I have a video game? This one's not priced. How much is it? Right, just grunting. I picture him with a cigar in this scenario as well. He's overweight. I don't know why there's smoke in the video game. Smoke in the video games, but...
Yeah, dogs running around. Junkyard dog chained up behind the counter.
Didn't get that impression at Cybertron.
Oh, no. That's
that place was great.
Yeah, clean, good prices, and the owner or the guy running the place was a good sport about us filming in there. So,
yeah, staff asked us if we needed anything.
Yes.
I don't always see that.
Not like the gothic queen who we had to deal with at the bookstore.
Yes, we'll get to the bookstore. Yeah,
we'll get to the bookstore.
What else? So I picked up NES games. It's funny. I noticed the only games I got for NES from Cybertron were sports games, and it seems to be. I mean, I feel like sports games go hand in hand with cheap titles for some reason, even back in the 80s, I guess. Now, to be fair, the games back then, let's see, I got Winter Games, I got Play Action Football, I got Super Spike V-Ball. These games, I feel like the games were more fun, at least, to be a sports game,
Right.
Now, also to be fair, I haven't played a Madden game. I mean, it could be the most exciting thing you've ever seen. I mean, it looks like you're playing it looks like real football. Yeah. So if you're into football and you're in the video games, I suppose that crossover, is for you, and it is fun. But what escapes me is that, why are there thousands of copies in, $3 bins?
Oh, well, the answer to that is money. It's especially EA. I mean, the design of EA is is to make money. So microtransactions at every turn. They're not really even innovating their Madden games most of the times. Usually they'll add some kind of like new mode, to middling results. But essentially, for the most part, they usually just end up updating the rosters. Which at that point, why not just have there be like, all right, this is Madden, this is how the game exists, and then stuff gets updated or what. The answer's money though. The answer is that they want a lot of money, so they put out the same game over and over, and people buy it. So every time a new Madden game comes out every year, somebody buys it at full price because they gotta play Madden or whatever. But ultimately, it's just, you're playing the same game over and over again. So
you think there's people going, I cannot wait for Madden to drop. This is the one I've been waiting for this year.
I'm sure there have been. I mean, people, they wouldn't make the game if it didn't sell.
Sure. So, good question. Anyway, these old games, look, they had a cool aesthetic, fun playability.
I love Super Spike V-Ball. That game's super fun. Super
Spike.
And World Cup soccer, like that 2-pack that's a great 2-pack.
Yeah, I have that 2-pack. I have the two games on one cart, and then the one I got here was just Super Spike.
It's those games both work with the 4-score, and like I feel like that would be a pretty fun thing to crack out. Like Super Spike V-Ball is a fun game. I've played it 2 players. I've never played it with 4 people. Like that's baby.
Yeah, I don't have a 4-score, but yeah, I think it would be cool to kind of bust that out and get 2 friends. That would be the hardest part of that game, is to find 2 friends, huh?
Yeah. Trying to find any friends. Not anymore.
I'm a sad chaser.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Anyhowly hoodly.
I picked up a copy of Resident Evil 6 and a copy of Final Fantasy 15. Both of those were very inexpensive, so I got that there. There was and I got that Nintendo Power Retro Spectacus magazine thing that was there too. I picked that up as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you know what? Final Fantasy 15 is always, I feel like it's always dirt cheap. You got it for like $5. A whole Final Fantasy game.
$5. That's all I
spent.
A
mainline Final Fantasy title for $5. That's wild.
Yeah.
Look, I got Persona 5 for $5. So I guess it's not that far-fetched. Look, so it's already gone through its life cycle. Somebody's already bought it.
Oh, wait, that's right. I got the Nintendo Power thing from Brightlight. I forgot. There was another thing that was there that you wanted to get that you didn't end up getting.
I know, and we were going to go back, and we never ended up going back. So, yeah, it was some kind of Players something or other. Once we put the videos out for when we went to Cybertron, you guys will see it. But until then, you're just going to have to imagine it, because I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, gosh. If we had gone back, I probably would have bought Dragon Warrior 7. Oh, man. I'm gonna have a real nice PS1 collection, man. That's sort of like my back burner of things, but like I'm really starting to round out that collection. One ludicrous purchase at a time.
Right. You just grab heavies.
But not at Cybertron. I spent $13 on 2 games. It was $8 for Resident Evil and $5 for Final Fantasy.
I haven't played a Resident Evil game. Now that's not true. I played because I had a copy of the first Resident Evil for PlayStation, I think. and I put it on eBay. It was just a disc, and I needed to test it to make sure it worked because it was kind of scratched. It was kind of scuffed. So I played it for a minute, but that's the extent. I just played it and just make sure it worked, and that was about it.
That doesn't count, and not because you only played it for a minute, but because you got to play. If you want to play the first Resident Evil game, you got to play it on GameCube.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Somebody told me that. Oh, that somebody was you.
That's right, baby. You got the right
That
one.
was you. Not again it. Yep. Now that I have a GameCube and a whole kiosk to go along with it, and I'm wanting for games. I need games. I've got a short list, generated by you, the listener. Thanks, listeners. Appreciate you. Love you.
Cybertron was cool. That was day one. What else did we do? Because I felt like I spent time setting stuff up to do stuff. I know we got there. I got there at a relatively decent time. We went out and did that. I felt like the whole first day kind of blew by really fast.
We did. We left Cybertron and we went to. On the way to, we recorded in the car a little bit. We had a little chat in the car about Final Fantasy, again, back to Final Fantasy VII. We chatted about that game. I think we chatted about all the Final Fantasies. I think we started with 1 as we started going up through, just to, have a little bit of chat about that. So
until I got so annoyed about Final Fantasy VII, that was sort of the end of the conversation there.
Right. Again, you're I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. That's you don't like 7. I mean, it's your bog standard for people trying to get into the game. Although it does look like a baby's toy when you go back and look at it on PlayStation. And now that it's it's remade, for a whole new generation of noobs. That's probably the definitive way to play it, unless you really want to go old school.
Yeah, as long as the way people interact with each other makes any sort of logical sense, I might like it.
Sure. I mean, I reckon it would. They've had to have improved on that. This guy are sick.
I feel asleep.
I feel asleep. I feel wanting for English translation. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Look, does that hinder you from playing the game? No.
What else we got? We hit Cybertron, and that's I think that's all we did the first day.
We visited an old dear friend of mine and yours as well. Aaron Tobin.
Oh yeah, that's right. We went and saw Tobin and had a grand old time chatting over there. You came up with some artwork from his son Aiden, and I'll get it thrown in the frame and thrown up on the wall.
Yeah. He the son likes to do art. He's in high school now, and he likes to do video game art. He likes to do cartoon, Disney Pixar stuff, Cartoon Network stuff. Just imitating some stuff and putting his own spin on it.
Yeah,
so that was fun.
Lots of logos. I mean,
a lot of logos.
They're all great. They're all great because they're all 100% recognizable. But they're drawn the way that he draws them. But yeah. So it is. He really does put his own little spin on it, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So he's on his way up. I want to make a little documentary with him. So I think that would be kind of cool. Just catch him at the house and get him in his element and see his little process and whatnot. So that was cool, and we caught up with an old friend. So I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
I've been friends with him for a good 25 years now, I think.
Yeah, it do be
longer than you've been alive, listener.
It do be like that. Yeah. That was great. I can't remember if it was the first night or the second night that I finally cracked open all those Nintendo Powers.
Yeah, we came back to the apartment and you opened up 70 some odd, issues of Nintendo Power. You had a box. You had a
So many.
heavy box of video game magazines from the 1980s and 90s.
Oh, it was so many, and like there were so few of them in like poor nothing was in unacceptable condition. There was, everything had a front and a back on it. Everything had, all the inserts and stuff in it. There were some tears here and there. One was, definitely had a little bit of tape on it, but all in all, the quality, the overall,
they were crispy, bro. They were crispy. They looked, like new.
yeah, the overall quality of the lot was real nice. The players guides that I came to learn are also just they're also count in the grand total of the magazines. It's just like, okay, here's volume 13 or whatever. Volume 13 is a player's guide for Final Fantasy or whatever, and that's I came to learn that earlier today. So I was like, oh, okay, well then that wasn't a side quest.
Right. So
just to remind everyone, my side quest to the Nintendo Power things, I'm also getting official Nintendo Power guides of just games in general. So basically trying to build a whole separate library of that stuff. So I was like, well, okay, these things don't count towards a side quest; they count towards the main quest. I mean, that's fine. So I'll just
get yourself a side quest now.
Yeah, there we go. And I
any ideas, listener? What do you think? What do you think old Son of Chaser should be? Chase down. Let us know. Yeah. We're here. We're here to listen. I am here if you need to talk.
So that when that was I opened those things up like what?
Oh, you were. It was like Christmas. I've never seen you so happy.
Yeah. So when you're a dad, Christmas is about seeing your kids, react the exact same way I was reacting while I was opening those Nintendo Powers up, man. It ruled. I was on cloud 9. I was really hyped. I was super high.
You were buzzing.
I was in such a good mood, like the entire week that I was there. I was in such a good mood.
Yeah, it was a good trip. A lot of fun, a lot of fun magic moments. We're starting to get the trips down to a science, because it's like periodically you come up to Orlando. We hang out for 3 or 4 days. Okay, and we have our ideas that we want to execute on when you do get here. So when you do come, we start. We just get the ball rolling. We get that momentum going. We just go. Like I was looking through, we got about. I want to say we got like 3.5 hours of video.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds about
total
right.
Of doing whatever it is we're doing.
Does that also include the stuff from Matt's collection?
Yeah. So there's a lot of sifting to go through, but we're gonna squeeze a lot. What was it? We're gonna squeeze some blood out of that stone.
Yeah, there you go.
No, we're gonna squeeze some juice out of that berry.
Yeah.
Speaking of Matt's house,
yeah, there you go.
We went to another friend of mine on day 2. We went to a friend of mine. His name's Matt. It goes by Video Game Boy. What is it? Video Boy Matt. He has his own YouTube channel called Chasing Heroes. He chases down. Well, he doesn't really chase down much, but in his videos. But he likes a lot of 80s stuff, be it toys, video game consoles, and cartoon cells. So we went to his house. We toured his house, and he's got some stuff. He doesn't have walled floor to ceiling stuff, because when we chatted with him, he likes he goes for quality stuff over quantity, which is a good thing for some people. I don't know if we. Do I like stuff? Yes. Would I trade it all for just a little bit more? Absolutely. Do I want? I don't know. Do I want? I like the way I say it is I like stuff, but I don't like clutter. So for me, my solution is to have a storage space wherein I keep, excess stuff, and then I access the stuff when I want to swap it out and, curate whatever little thing I got going on. So that's my solution. But he likes to, just keep it lean, but keep it, keep what he does have is pretty top notch. Thoughts? How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, it was like I don't even know how to describe it really. Nor it was like retro. It was like retro nerdy gaming collection meets cutting edge taste. He definitely has the house of a bachelor, and I mean that in the classiest way possible. Like it looks like James Bond lived there. If James Bond also,
was into 80s collectibles.
Collected and repaired 80s BMXs.
It was pretty sweet, I gotta say. That just every section of the house was curated. Very intentional in his choices. Each room was, had its own theme and aesthetic, and it was a real treat. I mean, I've been there before, but it's always a fun time. But it was just nice to set up, chat with him about his style of collecting, what he's into. So that was great. I really enjoyed that. It was nice that I could bring you along for the ride, and it was nice that you guys got along pretty instantly as well. There's always that little, when you introduce somebody to somebody new, it's like, well, are they going to get along? Because
right,
who knows what could happen. But you guys hit it off, so that was nice. So we all had a great time, and we celebrated our successful filming by going to a Chinese buffet.
Oh, baby, I can still taste that coconut shrimp. It's delicious. Thinking about it right now. Listen,
Now,
I'll tell you the reveal that I really enjoyed at his place was, he has quite a bit of art on the walls, and I was digging the art, and then we came to find out that he had started collecting animation cells. So then I was like, you go back around the house again, you're like, oh, that, like, these aren't just like, like pictures in frame. Like, these are like hand painted animation cells that were like actually used in whatever cartoons they were used in, that he had put up all over the house. I was like that's really cool.
For sure. I mean, animation. So I recently got my first one, and I had my boy in mind when I was thinking about it. And I just casually was clicking through eBay. I don't know how it popped up, but either it suggested to me or whatever. And when you look at an item on eBay, if you just sort of look at it, you like it or whatever, and then you go on about your business, inevitably that person's going to send you an offer for a discount. That's just the way eBay works. I don't know if you guys ever go on there. So this person sent an offer that was like, it was a pretty hefty discount on that thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm supposed to be having a main quest that involves NES games, but a little side quest couldn't hurt. So, I made a little purchase, got an animation cell myself. Minky Momo, an old, like Sailor Moon princess style anime. Actually predates Sailor Moon, which, it's got the similar aesthetic in some senses. So I got a cell. But yeah, they're cool because they're literal one-of-a-kinds. The one you get, that's the only one there is. That's pretty wild. It's one of one.
Yeah.
So, you see that, and you see that in somebody's house, and you're like, man, that was the only one. And then that was, another cool thing you can do is, you go through whatever episode of what it is, and you try to find that frame, because it's just one frame of, of art. Of an episode, so you can kind of find that and say, oh, there's the one. Now I have that.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Chinese food was good, and then we went over to Bright Light Books.
Bright Light Books is another place. It's up the road from where our boy Matt lived. His channel is called Chasing Heroes, by the way. He goes and tours like dead malls. He goes and just stuff around town. There was an old dollar movie theater that closed that he did a video on too as well. So we'll link you up in the description for sure. But yeah, Chasing Heroes, Video Boy Matt, crushing the game. So we hopped in his car. He took us over to Bright Light Books. Bright Light Books is a bookstore. They also have vinyl records, and within the past maybe year or so, they expanded, and they also have video games, and they've got movies and stuff in there too. So they got a little bit of everything: manga, video game books as well. It's pretty well rounded. It's funny, they have a lot of huge section for like religion, Bible stuff, all religion stuff. So there's a little bit of something for everybody there, and you can go and you have books to sell. You go and they pop in, they go about your business, and they give you a little price later on. So lots to be going on about in there. Did you find anything? I think you found a couple things.
Yeah. So it's really easy to find stuff in that place because it is immaculately organized.
Yeah.
And the convenient thing too is you can go to their website and just type whatever you're looking for in, and if they have it, it'll tell you like what section to go to. To wit, I was looking for a copy of Ultimate History of Video Games by Stephen L. Kent, and I looked around in a couple different places, and then I asked one of the people who worked there if she knew where I might find that, and she's like, it's probably over in that section, but check the website. And if we have it, it'll say it is, and it's boom. And I went right back over to the section that I was over in the first place, which was the video game books, and it was right there. I didn't even see it. Mostly because I didn't know what the book looked like, and then I grabbed it. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Also, the other thing that I liked about that place is that they charge bookstore prices for their player's guides and not video game store prices for their player's guides. So I got a copy of New Super Mario Brothers, and I got the Ultimate National Pokédex, 482 plus 8 Pokemon revealed. So this thing is gigantic.
490.
Right. So I've got 400. I've got a Pokédex for 490 Pokemon. It's an official one. This thing is hefty, and it only costs $20. The Super Mario's guide cost $8. And then I found this other thing about Nintendo Power called Playing with Power, and that was only $10. And this thing is gigantic, and it just has a bunch of basically just like a curated selection of games from the time, and it's pretty cool. There's a couple of interviews in here and stuff. A bunch of cool artwork. It's great. I like that place. I got my money's worth out of there. And then for no reason, I bought a couple of Stephen King books while I was there as well.
That's good stuff. I mean, I am jealous about you finding that Nintendo Power, that Playing with Power thing, because I probably would have snagged it. I was in the bathroom at the time. I remember. I came out and you had it, and I was like, son of a monkey. So good on you.
Can't sleep on that kind of stuff.
I did. I slept on it, and it got scooped out from under my feet. So I might go online and see if I can find one for funsies. Who knows? But it's nice because we're both getting stuff. That's the important part. You understand?
The other important part is that I bought Final Fantasy VI at the last place because I said to myself, well, this is the only way you can play, or not Final Fantasy VI, Resident Evil 6. Because that's the only way that you can play it is, on Xbox 360 and PS3. And then I saw that there was a Resident Evil triple pack there that had 4, 5, and 6 for the Switch. I'll probably be picking that up sometime soon.
Right. Not the only way you can play.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a little bit more convenient to have it all on there, but I'll read the reviews. It doesn't matter. It's something fun to fire up on the PS3.
On the old, yeah.
Yeah, and the one that I have has whoever I bought it from put a new, bigger hard drive in it, so it's got a considerable amount of space for a PS3. So
Nice one. I didn't pick anything up from Bright Light Books. I didn't get anything. They didn't have. Yeah, I mean, I held a couple things in my hand and walked around with it to see how I felt about it, and then I didn't. Ultimately, I didn't. So, which it is what it is. Am I sad to see you walking out with stuff and me not walking out with stuff a little bit? But there'll be other days and there'll be more stuff. So
might have been really manic the entire time I was up there. I mean, I don't get manic though. I mean, I was just in a good mood.
yeah, look, that's how life should be. Do you understand? So it's nice. So I find that we try to focus. Sometimes we get down in the dumps. But I think between the two of us, we start to say, okay, well, listen, what are some positive takeaways about what's going on here? And ultimately, it is what you do, how you react to whatever's going on in your life that lifts you up out of that darkness. So I like being around you because it's like sometimes I let my whatever get away with me, and you're like, hey, listen, what's a positive takeaway here? So you keep me on track. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm just, I definitely, I was feeling so great. Like I just wanted you to be at my level.
Yeah. So that was good. And let's see, what else? Oh, speaking of riding that high, you surprised me with a concert, a music concert.
Oh yeah.
We in addition to chasing down video games, we also like to chase down vinyl records, and we have, of course, we've got our bands that we like. And you built this whole trip secretly around going up to a show in Orlando. Little fella by the name Jeff Rosenstock. That's a band that you introduced to me way back in the day too, and it took me forever to get around to listening to them. But once I did, boy howdy, that took off.
Yeah, that was my gift to you for giving me the gift of Pup.
Yeah, Pup is another band that I found them. I found Pup randomly in a coffee shop. I was like, what is this? And that took off, and I was like, you gotta listen to this. So, a little tit for tat, introducing each other to some new bands, new music. That's the way you do it. You guys remember that?
So this doesn't have anything to do with anything. But I'm gonna send you a picture really quick. So there, the Jabroni U Podcast Network logo is on my desktop, and there's a big white P, and the lining of your coat, as you were on a video, like just completely lined up with the P, and like for a second I was looking at it, I was like, is this thing transparent? And I'm just seeing the P through the video, and it was just the inside of your coat lining up with the letter on my desktop.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, there it is. It just driving me crazy. It was funny. Yeah, good. That show was good. He writes nothing but hits anyway. So
oops, all bangers.
Yeah, sorry, you're only gonna get bangers tonight. And we did
all killer, no filler.
Yeah, we caught Soul Glow before, and man, that's whew. That's a bunch of hard hitting dudes right there.
Yeah, I heard of them before that, and I listened to an album, and it was nice to see them on the lineup. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, all in all, good show. Friends, please don't forget your earplugs when you go to these shows.
Yeah,
Loud music is good, but it does do irreparable damage.
Yeah, we did not. I'm always packing earplugs, and since
And this is talking from people who have been in bands, before in their lives.
Yeah. One time 10 years ago, I was I was at a Glassjaw show. I think I think I was with someone who wanted to see Glassjaw. I don't really know much about Glassjaw other than I saw them 10 years before that, and I was like, I don't like this band. Since then, I've come to see the magic of Daryl Palumbo. So I was like, okay, we'll go to the show or whatever. And I was there, and this guy's like, "You putting earplugs in?" I was like, "Yeah,
yeah, bro."
I was like, "Yeah, man. I want to be able to." I said I want to be able to hear when I'm 30. So I must not have even been 30 by that point. And the guy's like, "Well, Daryl Palumbo comes into town, herpty derpty blurpty doo," and I was like, "Okay, I'm still gonna keep my earplugs in though," and I did. It was loud, and I'm always packing earplugs, and I packed extra for you because you didn't know we were going to a show. So, and that was the first thing you asked. You're like, I was like, do you have earplugs? I was like, I've got earplugs.
Right.
You don't gotta worry about it.
So, thinking ahead. So that was good. That was a nice cap to the trip. So we did that, and I think that was about it. Not about it. I mean, look, we squeezed a lot of stuff in 3 days. So
yeah,
that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, there was the usual that was the other thing. I was like, I don't feel like we did a lot on the first day. The last thing that we did on the first day before we got back to Camp Chaser was we went and bought groceries. And so my thing with groceries is always like, you got to make sure to get snacks because you end up not or towards the end of not consuming a bunch of garbage. Like, the thing is, if you're trying to keep it lean, you got to have lean snacks around. So that was the thing. The problem was that I didn't get any entrees. Like, all we got was snacks. So I was just snacking on various carrots and dips the entire time.
Right, and by snacks we do mean healthy, like keto style snacks.
Right,
we're just grazing. We spend our time grazing.
Yeah, and that's always the problem if you're trying to keep it clean. It's not the meals. It's the having something to eat in between the meals that's good for you. So we're making turkey cheese and pickle wraps, and we had there was crab dip. I was using carrots to eat that. It was delicious. Some imitation crab.
We're chasing down our beach bodies.
Yeah, we're chasing to burn calories is what we're doing. So there was that. Oh, and there was the.
We went out. We got our walk on too. We did 3 miles. I mean, I do 4 days out of the week when I'm at the house. I do 3 miles a day. So one of those days, you and I went out. I think it was the first day.
Yeah, it was the first day because the second day we were all over town. So
yeah,
we didn't get around. We had so much stuff. We had so much stuff to do. Like that was the other thing too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went to that other video game place too after the Chinese or after the bookstore, the place that was next to the gun store, Games and Guns.
Right. Guns and cigars, is that what it was?
Yeah, Guns and Cigars.
Royal Empire Gaming. Yeah, forgot about that place. We went into again. All these places were pretty close to our boy Matt's house, so it was nice. Royal Empire Gaming. I've been there before. Pretty sweet place. They got a lot of stuff in there for sure. What did we? We didn't get too much video of the place when we were in there. We were just sort of we were just sort of on a high from doing the thing and eating the Chinese food. So we are just like, oh, let's just enjoy it IRL. So it was cool. What did I get anything from there? Oh yeah, I got a copy of Metroid Prime for the GameCube. I finally. The GameCube, getting GameCube games is not an official side quest, but it's probably going to become one because, I mean, it's basically already laid out. Because, you know, I've been making shorts of like, well, what GameCube game should I get for the kiosk? And, you know, the lovely subs, you know, with their beautiful hive minds have, you know, basically done all the work for me. So it would really be a crime if I didn't, you know, get some of these games. Metroid Prime was on that list.
Yeah, you could.
So
that game would be really easy for you to deep dive on too, because that one's quick. It only takes about 10 hours to beat that game.
Okay, so I should have picked one up while we were at Cybertron, but I need a GameCube memory card.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just start the game, never turn it off.
Right.
Well, I hit eBay, hit Mercari. You know that should be. I mean, you'll get dinged on shipping or whatever, but you know if
I'm going to select the free shipping option.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Listen, yeah, I refine my searches. You know, you go on eBay and you know I do lowest price or I do ending first, and I always do free shipping because I'm not paying for shipping. I'll charge for shipping on my items that I sell in the eBay shop. It's the same thing like, well, I'll take blood, but I'm not going to give blood.
If you give blood too much, your body will increase your blood output, and then you'll have too much blood in your body. And then boom, ghosts in the blood.
And then boom, high blood pressure. It's too much of it coursing through your veins. So
and if that sounds like the ramblings of an insane person, let me assure you, this person has worked with blood all their life in a hospital. Their whole professional life is working with blood, and that's their take. Don't give too much blood because your body will produce too much blood, and then ghosts in the blood.
Sure. Now, just go give some. Look, you go to that blood bus, and it's always like, free movie tickets. I mean, look, that's something, right? There's always a little treat for doing it.
They always give you something. You'll always at least walk out of there with a free T-shirt.
Sure. Shirt. So Metroid Prime. Yeah.
Metroid Prime is good. Get a memory card as soon as you can, because that's a nice easy one that you'll tear through that game in no time.
Right. I don't know why I didn't get one from Cybertron. They had a whole bucket full of them. I'm like, you should have got a crappy one for $5.
Look, I'll tell you why, because when we were at Cybertron, you're like, I do need to eventually get a thing. You didn't have a reason to get one, was the thing.
I didn't have the game yet, yeah.
So
right.
that was a thing. So you convinced yourself not to get one. If you had already bought Metroid Prime, you would have been like, well, I need to get one now.
I wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally.
Yeah, that's time makes fools of us all. And that's usually what ends up happening.
Yeah, well, right. And speaking of time, I think it's about time for the bottom line.
It's pretty much bottom line time. Yeah, we're there. Bottom line is I had a great time. And I wish I could have come up a day sooner even. Like we're sitting on all this stuff right now. Like, but by the way, if you are one of the many few people who have trickled in because you like the daily Nintendo Power things, those will be coming back. I've got them all loaded on the computer. I have to actually sit down and work on them because leaving for a week. I thought that I'd have plenty of time to get stuff to to get work done while we were up there, and we did a bunch of work, but I didn't have time to do that all the way. It still needs to be edited, but all the main annoying part is done. And I just gotta get behind a computer for a couple hours and get everything.
Oh yeah, look, there's plenty of stuff in the pipeline coming down. Don't fret.
Yeah, there's in the meantime, go watch the newest love letter to video games. Speaking of Metroid, it's about Super Metroid.
Nice, yeah. Go check out our short form videos. Go check out our long form videos. YouTube's the place to do it. You're already here if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, unless you're on some other podcast app. But yeah, YouTube. Look up Rad Chaser.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts is, you can go there too if that's where you like to listen. Listen anywhere, It's fine with us.
Yeah. Go like and subscribe.
Yeah. The other bottom line is that if you're bored, you can beat Super Metroid every day for a week straight if that's something you feel like doing. It only takes 2 or 3 hours a day. You can start to finish 2 or 3 hours. You can do that every day for a week straight if you're bored.
Sure. Look, you're sitting there watching your Netflix for, at least that long. Take a break from that. Pop Super Metroid into the old Super Nintendo and beat it.
Yeah, you started the night with one episode of Cobra Kai, but that was the last episode. Ride that high because you got a couple more hours left to go to binge. Just beat Super Metroid once, and then do it every day for a week straight. Rad Chaser, you got a bottom line?
Bottom line is it was a good time last week. We had a good time. We're definitely getting in the groove of maximizing our time during these visits and maximizing our fun. That's the most important part. The funnest part about chasing is the hanging out. Chasing down by your spot, chasing stuff solo is okay, but chasing down stuff with a crew, it's exponentially more exciting. Because you're hanging out with your boys, you're laughing, you're hooting, you're hollering, you're stuffing your face with as much Chinese food as humanly possible. Ignoring all warning signs and indications from your gut that it's time to stop. You fight through that, and then after eating the regular food, you go to where the dessert stuff is, and then you get some of that coffee flavored, cakes, puddings, the stuff with the bananas in it, ice cream. They have a scoop there with water running on it, so it keeps it clean. Mamma mia! So ignore all your urges and impulses to stop.
Yeah,
Keep going.
That's the essence. That's the bottom line. The essence of chasing. Ignore all impulses to stop.
We're going to end it on that.
Stop at nothing. Stop at nothing fiction.
Thank you so much for listening one more time. This has been episode 8 of the Rad Chaser podcast. If you've made it this far, God bless you.
Yeah, and if you've taken one thing away from this, it's that just because an episode happens after hours doesn't mean it's just going to be us talking about the same nonsense for an hour straight like we normally do. So that's
all right.
That's it. I'm the Son of Rad Chaser. Nobody knows why I'm called that.
And I am the main brain, Rad Chaser, your chaser in Orlando, who crushes the game every second he can. And by that I mean Chinese buffet. Never stop eating. Rad Chaser, out of here.
Why not?
Rad Chaser.
I'm on the wrong page. I'll fix that in post.
No, you won't. As is. We don't do 2 takes. See you guys later.
Rad Chaser.
Amateurs like you do 2 takes.